Here, it's pizza making day here at the dairy. Once every couple months, I go nuts and I make a bunch of homemade pizzas. I've already got 2 Sicilian crusts par-baked and ready for the. Now, most of y'all don't know what a Sicilian crust is. Sicilian crust is a very old-fashioned recipe. You have to. It's really thick. This is a standard-sized lasagna pan, foil lasagna pan, and this dough has actually been baked a little bit so that it's cooked all the way through. You can see how thick it is. Very old world recipe there. I love Sicilian. It's my favorite because it's so filling. And it's so cheap for what you get out of it. But right now I've got a double batch of dough here that I'm making for a special pizza. It's going to be put on this pan for, I'm going to try, let's hope, to make a stuffed crust pizza. The first thing I got to do is the dough has finished its first rise and it's real sticky. So I've got to knead it down a little bit, punch the air out of it a little bit, and try to make it work here. I hope I don't screw up too bad. But get it punched down, get it into a nice ball where it's not super sticky. You can't have it super sticky or it will not work. And it is super sticky. So I keep adding flour to it. Try to get it just right. Yeah, with rheumatoid arthritis, this is not very much fun. But that's what pain medicine was invented for, right? Try not to let it interfere with my life and make the most of it. I don't like to be limited by my so-called disabilities. Like I used to tell people when I was disabled in a professional bowl, or disability doesn't mean no ability. So just because I'm disabled doesn't mean I can't do anything. Cooking is pretty much the only thing I really have left that I can do, and I adore doing it. So, and I also do these I'll be doing videos and my recipes and stuff, so that when I'm gone, my children will say, "Hey, how did Dad make that?" Well, now they can look back and see, right? So this is much for you 3 kids. Allie, Alex, and Kia. Love you all very much. Alright, as you can see, it's still sticking a lot to the board, so I'm going to take my knife and scrape that sticky off a little bit. Get it. I'm going to put a little more flour on my board. Now back to my pan over here, I have already sprayed with, a lot of people, the professionals like to use cornmeal and stuff on their pizza pans. Not me. I'm not that complicated. I just spray it with the vegetable spray. I use butter flavored vegetable spray. Olive oil spray when I can afford it, but that's not the case this time. So anyway, still working it, trying to get it where it's not super sticky, and it's just about right, I think. Just gotta keep. All right. Now it has been many years since I've slapped out a dough, so I'm not going to try to slap it out. I'm not stupid. I would make a huge mess and get flour all over Emma's camera. Love you, honey. Alright, so anyway, I've got it started here. It is sort of round. And what I usually do is, after I get it started, put flour on the top, because it's not going to be the top anymore, and turn it over and work from there. Alright? As you can see, it is sort of round. Sort of is good enough for me. And this is a wonderful professional rolling pin that my friend Natalie Ray bought for me. Thank you. It was a great Christmas present. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw it onto the pan, and then I'm going to finish rolling it out on the pan, rather than having it 2 extra steps. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Okay. No. I'm going to have to redo it. Oh boy. This batch of dough did not turn out quite the way I wanted. But this is going to be this is actually a double batch of dough that's meant for the size pan. This is a 16-inch pan. I took Bobby Flay's recipe and modified it just a little bit, and then I doubled it so that I could keep putting flour on my hands to keep less sticky, so that I could stuff the crust and have a slightly truer pizza. But that also means one other thing is I have to par bake it. You still got plenty of room, honey, on your phone? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. See, I've got it pressed out pretty round here. Take the rolling pin and get it even as best I can. Again, not easy for somebody with rheumatoid arthritis, but that's what, like I said, that's why I made pain meds. All right, I'm gonna get it fairly round here now. Right now, it's right even with the edges. I've got to get it where it hangs over just a little bit off of the edge of each edge because I'm going to try to stuff the crust. You okay, babe? Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Em, for videoing this. Alright, we're going to get it where it hangs just a little bit over the edge, all the way around. A lot of people like stuffed crust pizza, and I know in this house they love stuffed crust pizza. Just make sure it hangs over the edge, all the way around, about the same. And it won't be perfectly even. Can't do dry perfectly even. Now this is freshly shredded whole milk mozzarella. This is the secret to a really good pizza. If you eat pizza at all the chains, they're okay, you know. But unless you're from New York, the New York area, Philadelphia, up north where I grew up, you don't get the pleasure of having pizza made with whole milk mozzarella cheese unless you make it yourself. All the pizza chains use you can buy it in stores, low moisture, part skim mozzarella, and some of them like Mr. Gaddy's uses Romano cheese. To me, this is the secret to a good tasting pizza. It's a totally different flavor than regular mozzarella. I'm just spreading it all the way around the outside here to stuff the crust. Get it ready to stuff anyway. Then I will tuck it all in, make it neat. This is not easy because some of y'all know I don't just have rheumatoid arthritis, I also have tremors, which means my hands shake. Sometimes so bad Amma has to feed me. But I also have something called spinocerebellar ataxia. I can tell my body to do something and it sort of does it, but not perfectly. My aim is always off on everything. Walking, using my hands and stuff, so it's quite the challenge. But we make the most of it and do the best we can. Well, that's all you can do. Everybody's got their problems. I just love the fact that for now, I'm still able to cook. And I love sharing my cooking with others. I share my food that I make with others. Because, I'm Native American, but we're told to save our bounty, to share our bounty with others. And for you folks out there that are Christian, it actually says in the book of Isaiah that a wise man shares his food with the poor. Now I'm just tucking the cheese in over here and going all the way around to stuff the crust with the mozzarella. And then what I'm going to do, I'll show you. Oh, I got a little, it's a little too hungover. It's like me back in my days after a cigarette party when I was in college. Good times, weren't they, Craig? All right. That was for my friend, one of my best friends from my fraternity days, Craig Butler. All right, now I've got the crust stuffed all the way around. And then, two more things I gotta do before I can even par bake it. First, First, I'm going to paint the crust a little bit butter, just so it's not too sticky. Because the worst thing is a really dry pizza crust. You don't want that. So it's still got one more rise to go through yet. I'm sure there's others that will do this recipe a million times better than me, but this is my way to show my family and my kids. Y'all can watch it. Y'all can turn it off. Now I painted it with butter, which I missed the middle. Not easy to see with these, but these are the only pair of bifocals I have. Now, put butter all around it. And I'm going to put foil on top, loosely. Make a little like tent in the middle, sort of. The idea is you don't want it to dry out. And I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to let it sit for 30 minutes to rise a little bit, and I'm going to par bake it for a few minutes in the oven so that it's cooked all the way through. I'm sure y'all that have thicker crust pizzas know there's nothing worse than biting into goo that's not cooked all the way through dough, right? All right, but that's it. Thank you, and thank you, Emma. Mwah. Many blessings.